Alright. We're gonna take 2. Lady Maria. It's yeah, just aggression and parrying. Now, obviously, we're not gonna get a lot out of, riposting or taking viscerals in this fight. So, we're gonna replace those with R2s. Just look for our way in. You can pretty much side strafe everything she does. It's just a matter of finding your way back in once she leaves. That was foolish. I went for an R2. Ow! Oh, Jesus, that knocked me down. Uh-oh. Yep. I maybe didn't have to dodge right there, but I thought it was safer. Ow. Damn it. That's such a cool combo, but I hate it because everything about it is cheap. It's a really cool combo. Whap, whap. It's super cool. It's super cool, but man, it's cheap. Give me something. Alright. Rally! 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 Run away. And of course she runs away. Because she's a coward. She's a coward. Maria. Oh, wait. Maria, 17. Half demon, half angel, half vampire. Fast, strong, hot. But she's hot, but she doesn't know it. And she's got big boobs. Hot. She's hot, but she doesn't know she's hot. I'm a boy. I'm a boy, and I think women should be what Kevin Smith wrote in his movies. I think that the big fat nerd virgin who reads comic books all day, I think he's really got his pulse on the... I think he's really got his finger on the pulse of what a woman is. Oh, you're killing me. Oh, what's that smell? Get into the proof of concept! Fuck! Alright, let's get her in the proof of concept. Rally. 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 Proof of concept. Proof of concept. Proof of concept. Proof of... Rally. 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 What the fuck is happening here? Good Lord. Proof of blood laser. Avoid blood lasers. Blood lasers are killing us. It's blood laser o'clock. Do you know where your children are? I gave up on the proof of concept there because she always runs away. Like that. Proof of concept. Phase 3. Proof of... Uh-oh. We avoided the blood laser. Look at the bullshit fire hitbox! Blood laser. Oh shit. Just waiting for an opening. Her music glitched, unfortunately. So we don't get the dope ass, but you know. Proof of concept. What if you went for the big jump? Instead of blood laser, you know? Big jump? Big jump is dope. I heard people saying they love big jump. People were saying they can't get enough of big jump. No? You don't care to give the people what they want? You're not a fan favorite after all? You're just another heel? Boo. All you care about is cheap blood lasers. Why are you like this? No cool soundtrack? No big jump? Give the people what they want. Original content, 100 dexterity, blood-tinged demon who fights back the urge to blood tinge. Also, she's hot, but she doesn't know she's hot. Please do not steal my 12-year-old Dungeon Master's dope-ass NPC that he made. She's so cool. We got a celestial dial. The celestial dial tells us, a celestial dial that functions with the giant astral clock in the Grand Cathedral. When the dial is held up toward the astral clock, the clock will come to life and reveal a secret to its curious interloper. Good Lord. And then she can swing her swords and make lasers come out of her sword 7 times. And her blood has acid in it, and it melts her clothes, and like a little bit of her titty. You can see that side titty just won't, it wants to plump out, but it just don't, you know. But like you can see like the whole side of the titty. Lady Maria is dead. A can of SpaghettiOs has been eaten in celebration. It's time to make progress. But before we do that, I actually need to make the opposite of progress. Degress. Now, Squidwads redeemed do the John Sekiro voice. So we will do the John Sekiro voice as we digress and go.
I have failed. Please.
Because, and here's why, we need to go back to the Hunter's Nightmare. We gots to go back, and I'll tell you why. It's a cause for, I forgot to pick up some weapons. So this right here will be your Scrub Dojo guide, your Bloodborne Scrub Dojo guide to getting Beast Hunter and what you call them there, Beast Hunter safe. We're gonna head back into the Nightmare. We got a lot of running to do. We got to head down in this Heffalator here. Gonna take a minute, take a little bit of time for the Heffalator get back up here. Take a little while. Gotta wait. Let it lock in place. There it is. Let it jiggle. Oh, we didn't wait long enough. All right, now get back on it. All right, now we're back here. We're gonna head toward underground corpse pile. Once we get there, we got a little bit more to go. Pass them these fellers right here. There's that one. He's down. Now we're gonna hit this fella right here. Boom! With the parry, just like that. Just like that. Pancake. Oh man, really showing him what for right there is what we did. We're gonna continue running. Now we ain't gonna fight the Executioner Cthulhu's, the Cthulhu-cutioners, because they just, that's too much. That's too much right there. About like it's too much. What we always gonna do, we's gonna run past them. Might have to deal with this witch. Hey, while we're here, never forget your free blood vials. Always worth picking up. 5 free blood vials. I don't know why you'd ever pass it up. It's free. It's free. You can just have it. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pop in one of them elixirs, about like that. Boom. Invisible, like a ninja. Run around here, about like that. Running through here, about like that. Never even seen it coming. Up a ladder. It's a really interesting aspect of the game right here, this view. This is a good point, actually. We never actually explore the lore. We came here real quick to get that Moonlight sword. We didn't really explore the lore of the place, But we talk a little bit about it already. How come the geometry ain't exactly one-to-one? You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't. It's a little different. This right here, they give you this wide camera so that you can see the moon. But the moon is the eye of a blood-drunk hunter. Almost as if the entire thing is taking place inside the eye of the blood-drunk hunter. Pretty interesting to look at, pretty interesting to see and to think about and to contemplate and to just go about our lives living with the knowledge of this. All right. Now, we want the Beast Hunter safe. It's right over here. There's a Beast Hunter safe guy right over there as well. There's also some pants I'd like to get. I think pants or a shirt. I forget which. We're going to go over here. We'll get this real quick. He'll say, more blood, and he'll come running at us. Alright. Well, that's what happens. He's a bad dude. Look at him. He got red eyes. That's how he's double devil. Alright, I'm done. Mother frick. Hey, when you make the Bloodborne remaster, let us sit down at the lamp and warp between lamps, Let us have that. Give that to us. Please and thanks. Alright, this time I'm not gonna make the mistake of assuming that he's gonna allow it. You know? I don't believe it. He's supposed to run at me with that run attack. Shout out to that guy having red eyes, but also he can quick step. How many hunters can quick step? Got the beast hunter safe. Got the constable's trousers. Got spit on. Now we just need the... Now we just need the beast cutter and... Where's the boom hammer located? I forget where the boom hammer's located. Yeah, not just quick step, you nerds. He's got the hunter bone. He's got the hunter bone ability. There's the constable's garb. Alright. Now, oh, you know what? We actually have another thing we need to do that we haven't done yet. Now, this guy also has the Beast Hunter safe, but he doesn't have the red eyes, I don't think, and he's a lot weaker. Alright, so what we're going to do is, we're going to go over here and we're going to fight Beast Blood Joey. The Primeval Gilbert. Notice how these dudes wear, like, a cloth over their head? Very similar to how the old Yarnum Beasts, 666, Sign of the Beast. Mark of the Beast. Wow. There it is. Boom! Cool guy walks away. Yeah, they wear like a piece of cloth over their head, like the beasts of old Yarnum. Some free beast blood pellets, that's always worth. And this man is using the beasthood rune and the beast claws, and he's got that bonus moveset. Oh. He looks cool though, don't he? He's a cool looking guy. It's Peeve. What's his name? Vincent Paledust, right? Iconic. Absolutely iconic. This is a dangerous run, but I'm going for it. Oh, you can't stop me. I'm the running man. They tried to stop him. He's the running man. They couldn't stop him running fast as he can. They call him running man. And then they hit him with a meat cleaver thing. Get wrecked. Get wrecked, dude. I'm here to fight Joey Beastwater. Not weak-ass substitutes. How come Joey Beastwater has so much HP? Oh, right, because FromSoft just makes cheaters. Because they don't know how to make interesting or engaging PvP encounters otherwise. Motherfuck! I wonder, like, I guess it would be safer. Yeah, it would be safer to go back to the dream and respawn and come back to the other bonfire because it's closer technically. Oh wait, hey. I killed you. I killed you. Now that I know who you are, I should talk to you.
Good hunter. This may sound strange, but have I somehow changed? Moments ago, from some place, perhaps deep within, I sensed a liberation from heavy shackles. Not that I would know. How passing strange. Good hunter, your presence somehow soothes. I said, farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
All right. So, yeah. The idea that the doll is some sort of like weird, manic, Gehrman substitute for Maria. Pretty hammered home pretty heavy there. Although obviously they, typical FromSoft fashion, they don't tell us what happened between the two of them. They paint us a pretty interesting picture with the fishing hamlet and Maria's all these like weird instances that like Maria's heart isn't in what's happening, which works well because the doll is like our friend who like helps us out and like So, you know, like Maria being like a good person at heart. It's nice. Ow! Alright, maybe some R1s, because the hyper armor is going to get me through the beast claws. Well, he'll only take one hit. What about an R1? Got saved. Got saved by the rally there. Oh, snap! That hit him so hard it turned him around. Firing Hammer badge. Badge crafted by Auto Workshop, precursor to the workshop of the heretical powder kegs. So there existed a lunatic fringe in the workshop even before the powder kegs. The powder kegs were driven by singular ideas and crafted strange weapons of great intricacy. It is clear that the philosophy of the powder kegs was already established at this time. Who the hell's Otto? Alright, now we're after the Beast Cutter. And I'm trying to think of the fastest way to get to that. I don't know if I grabbed these or not. Yeah, I already grabbed them. I pronounce it Otto, but I suppose it could be like Odo. It is, I mean, it's spelled different than Otto. It's O-T-O. Oto. This is the wrong way. Damn. Every time. Every time. That's the Beast Cutter. Look how crazy it is. It's gonna be that good when we get it. It's not. It's not gonna be that good when we get it. But, you know, it's cool. It's still a cool weapon. I've not watched Deep Space Nine. Sure. I've only watched the original Star Trek and the Next Generation. Those are the only ones I've watched. And like, I've watched the Next Generation like 3 times now. Oh my god! This is another one of those enemies. This is another one of those enemies like Keeper of the Old Lords, where like once you get it, and you're on the same page with the enemy, it's trivial, it's nothing. But if you're not doing what they're doing, you know what I mean? Like it just absolutely wrecks you. Absolutely wrecks you. Alright. So, there's some items up here. Obviously, we haven't talked about this, but there are beasts all over Old Yarnum. And, like, they're terrified of us, regardless of whether or not we have a torch out or not. Like, they are programmed to behave differently from other beast enemies. Got that sweet spot plunge, baby. This is the Beast Cutter. Nice. I feel like there's an enemy up on that roof, and he's programmed to jump down, and he just didn't. Am I crazy? Am I misremembering? I think everything else that's down here is just like blood vials and stuff. I don't think there's anything like super important. Hey, what's up, Fruit Punch? Real talk, I did not mean to do a running R2 there. I just meant to do a regular R2. But, you know, sometimes things happen. What else do we have here? Twin Bloodstone Shards. Oh, no. Oh, dang it. I thought I could make that. I probably could have made that if I had jumped, but I just rolled. I don't know that Gehrman was involved with the murder of Koss. I don't think there's nothing that like would like make us think that. But there's a ton of stuff to make us think that Gehrman was involved with the death of the orphan. And you know, maybe that's what you meant. And I'm being a pedantic. You know. Actually, it's Frankenstein's monster. Surprised you didn't know that. If that's the case, I apologize. All right. So yeah, it's the Hunter's Nightmare. It's the Cathedral Ward, but it's like the hell version of it. It's the hell version of it, and you know, it's full of blood-drunk hunters who have blood-drunk eyeballs, and they've been grabbed by the amygdala, aka amygdala, and they've been teleported here to be punished and live forever in this hell world of their own creation. And that's the lore. Thanks for coming to the lore. Now it's time to do the fishing hamlet. Can we just give Frankenstein's monster a name to make things simpler? I think that's part of the problem is he doesn't have a name. He's been otherfied. So this is really cool. This is a thing that I learned from Redgrave. There are runes in the astral clock tower. There are runes, and when we hold up the thing, we can actually see the runes. Some of them we know, some of them we don't. Interesting, because this is an astral clock tower, and it's used to measure, like, the stars. And so there's like some zodiac symbology there, some astrology at work. And, you know, they're like, oh, if you were born on this day, then, you know, you fall under the mark of the whatever. It's also just occurring to me that this kind of looks like a casket. I don't think I've ever paid attention to that. And there's writing on it as well. It looks like that Dark Souls writing. Yeah. It's just like weird symbols and stuff. I suppose if that was going to be a casket for someone and I had to guess who it was, it would be Maria. So we step through the Astral Clock Tower. And this is where the nightmare gets really interesting, because it really starts to, like, we can see the nightmare, the hunter's nightmare beneath us, under the water. And then, like, on top of the water, we can see these ship masts. And I commented on these when we were in the Nightmare Frontier. It was really, really cool. It was really, really cool to see those ship masts before the DLC came out, and just really like, what the hell, man? Why are those there? And then to get that answer in the DLC when you go to the fishing hamlet. This is probably my favorite voice actor in the history of From Software ever, is the fish priest. The idea of, like, little rocks piled up like that, that's like a Lovecraft trope. Weird obelisks.
By the wrath of Mother Goss. Mercy for the poor wasn't child. Mercy. Oh, please.
You might remember one of the first things we talked about when we got to Yarnum was that weird dry dock, and we saw these boats, and we were like, what were they doing?
Atonement for the wretches. by the wrath of Mother Goss.
Probably sending bodies back.
Mercy for the poor wasn't child. Mercy. Oh, please. Atonement for the wretches. Lay the curse of blood upon them and their children and their children's children forevermore. Each wretched blood will plunge each child into a lifetime of misery.
The most important thing to note there is not that he said Yarnum or the Healing Church. He said Bergenworth. This is such a good area in the game, man. So Bergenworth killed Koss? Undetermined. Maybe the fishing village killed Koss. That would make sense. Because, like, look at them. They're whalers. If they were out whaling and fishing, and they came across Koss in the water, you know, oh shit, it's a monster, and they kill it, and then it washes up to shore. Or maybe it just washed up to shore. But either way, all that matters is that Koss ends up on the shore. The people of Bergenworth, most assuredly, Gehrman and Maria are responsible for killing the orphan. And then they brought it back to Bergenworth, where Willem performed an autopsy on it. Gehrman and Maria were also ordered to search the villagers' skulls for eyes. The fishing village, we don't find fish. They're not storing fish anymore. They're storing invertebrates. They're storing slugs and squids and things like this. Ow. Damn it. I once caught a great one this big. Yeah. Those are the same spears the Amygdala hold in Amelia's cathedral. That is awesome. That's awesome. I had never realized. We'll go back and look at that. We'll go back and look at that. Because that kind of... that kind of gives some background to those statues. Are you kidding me? This is another... I've talked about this once before on the playthrough. The game mixing in the sound of a voice in an OST, in a soundtrack, or just in the background. And it does it again here. It's part of the ambient sounds of the hamlet. So you can't isolate them. You can't isolate the voices, unfortunately. Wish that you could. They have casks full of oil, which would be something that, you know, whalers, that would be like something that, you know what I mean, like making oil out of like whale fat. Some of the enemies even drop oil urns. You guys earlier in the playthrough, you asked me what this is supposed to be. And we see it here. Obviously, this is like the first place that it showed up at. So this is obviously some sort of like idol representing, you know, the fishing hamlet or the orphan or Kos itself. And it's just it's imagery that Bergenworth found and took with him, and the Healing Church as well. Here we find Simon's armor, or outfit, attire. The harrowed garb. Actually, like, super, super strong. The best physical defense in the game, if I'm not mistaken. Good arcane defense as well. Certain church hunters obfuscate their identities and slip into the nooks and crannies of the city. This is the garb that allows these harrowed individuals to go unnoticed. These hunters are keen to early signs of the scourge, serving as a first line of defense against its outbreak. Or perhaps when the time is ripe, they find signs of the scourge where there are none. It just goes to show, the corner beggar is not always who he seems. I love it. I love it. It looks like a ragtag lunatics whatever. It's got the hey, I'm trying to be serious vest buttoned up. It allows me to keep my suspenders. The only thing I don't like about this arm, like you look like a crazy person. The only thing I don't like about it is the big backpack. Not a big fan of the backpack. But otherwise, I absolutely adore this armor. But if you could get it without the knapsack, that would be great. So we've got the shortcut here. Before we make much more progress, I would like to see if we can still go back and talk to Simon now that we've killed Maria. I don't know if he has some extra dialogue or not. I actually don't know if it's too late for us to get that dialogue, because Simon is going to have a run-in with Brador. But yeah, I think that's kind of the point, Skitter. In theory, the harrowed hunters are supposed to, like, pose as, you know, out of luck, impoverished, you know, nobodies that people will try not to look at. People will try not to think about them. Are you serious? There he goes. Time is convoluted, chat. And then in theory, they just keep an eye out for any sign of Beasthood's scourge. But then what actually ends up happening is they're like, hey, now's the time to attack, regardless of whether or not there's scourge or not. They're essentially just spies that serve. Who do they serve, actually? The church. Yeah. All right. Now, before we go to the other lamp, let's go back and check and see if Simon is still hanging out. I don't think he will be. I don't remember. But when we're in the dream, there's something we need to take care of. Now, what was the other thing we needed to do? Oh, right. We can now buy Maria's garb as well. Among the first hunters, all students of Gehrman, was the Lady Hunter Maria. This was her hunter's cap, crafted in Canehurst. Maria is distantly related to the undead queen, but had great admiration for Gehrman, unaware of his curious mania. To me, this makes it sound like... This makes me think that Gehrman was, like, privy to like what happened in Canehurst. Although it is entirely possible that what happened in Canehurst came afterwards. Like there was some sort of working relationship between Yharnam and Canehurst for a while. But it's how would Maria like live with that? The idea that like Maria was taken as a youngster and sort of raised by Gehrman as a like a daughter makes more sense to me, but there's no evidence for any of it, so just do whatever you want with it. Alright, if Simon is hanging around, he'll be here. The Herod are just assassins of the church who get rid of political enemies? I don't think so. That's not the Herod's job. That's not what the Herod do. That's what Brador does. What the Herod do is essentially like information gathering and like think like CIA regime change, where like you've got spies in a region and you're waiting for, you know, you're waiting for like instability before you report back and be like, okay, there's instability in this region now. If we wanted to do regime change, we should institute it now. What does... Well, it talks about Gehrman's mania. Gehrman was obsessed with Maria. She liked Gehrman, and she thought Gehrman was cool and whatever. But like, and they obviously had like a student-teacher relationship. But on top of that, Gehrman was obsessed with Maria. But it was something that Maria never caught on to.
Mercy for the poor wasn't child. Mercy. Oh, please.
So now that we've got this on...
Curse here, curse there. A curse for he and she. White hair. A bottomless curse. A bottomless sea. Source of all greatness. All things that be. Listen for the baneful chants. Weep with them as one in trance. And weep with us. Oh, weep with us.
So he gives us the accursed brew. A skull of a local from the violated fishing village. Inside of the skull was forcibly searched for eyes, as evidenced by innumerable scratches and indentations. No wonder the skull became stewed in curses. They who offer baneful chants weep with them, as one in trance. How do I go about making an arc build that uses Moonlight Greatsword? You can go base arcane and increase strength, or you could go like strength and arcane equally and get access to some hunter tools. Either one would be fine. It's still level 70. I like that we can still level up with the doll Even if it's asleep. We don't have any insight. If you don't have any insight, she doesn't interact with you. Does Saint need insight to interact with Miss Saint? That's how I get insight. All right, chat wants us to try and get the Rikuyo. So holy hell, here we go. Let's give it a shot. I forgot there was one behind me. That could have bit me in the butt. Oh no! Ooh, I was too slow on the parry. Those dudes right there can drop you like 18% physical attack up blood gems, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Damn it! Oh, I can't dodge backwards. If he hits me, at least I can survive. That's cool. At least I can survive. If he hits me, though, like, I can't dodge backwards. That's stupid. His range is incredible, and like this is where From Software falls in love with like roll catching. Enemy roll catching is in Bloodborne. They absolutely fall in love with it in this game. Shaman Boneblade, baby. So here we find the Rakuyo, and we also hear the Winter Lanterns. They're right up there. They're right up there. And that to me lends a lot of validity to the idea that the Winter Lanterns are some sort of like nightmare incarnation of Maria, and like Maria's bizarre like road to redemption, I guess. I don't know. Interestingly enough, Winter Lantern is the name of a flower, and I might butcher it, but I believe it's called Hozu, and another, like, it's also translated as like demon lantern, and it's essentially like a very pretty flower, and the flower rots away and sort of takes on like a skeletal structure, and there's a fruit inside of the flower, and like all that's left of the flower is like the skeleton of a flower, right? It's like lattice work, right? And inside of the leaf there is a fruit, and the fruit is used in medicines, and it makes diuretics and sedatives, which I found interesting. Yeah, in Japan, the Winter Lanterns are used in a festival that's supposed to help guide spirits to like the next world, which is also pretty interesting in terms of Bloodborne stuff. Hey, here we found Simon.
Who are you? I'm afraid I've made a botch of things. Oh, I can hear the bell now. The beast-eyed assassin. He's after me. Again. And again. It never ends.
I believe so, Yugu Tetris. So the beast-eyed assassin is after him. And it's worth noting that as we entered the fishing hamlet, we could hear the chime of the bell. And it's easy. It's really, really, really good game design. Because if there's one thing you would not think was out of place in a fishing hamlet, it would be a bell. Because it would be like on a dinghy somewhere, or on a ship somewhere. There would be bells ringing all the time. But the fact that we've gone beyond the veil of Maria's protection, we've gone past that point. We're getting to like the heart of the nightmare, and like the cause of everything. As we get closer, Brador starts, he's always ringing that bell, but now we can hear it, which is super dope, because that's the way that it works in PvP when you do invasions and stuff. The bell is always there. You just can't hear it until you can, right? And then that's what summons forth, which is that's so good. It's so good. It like they tie like three things together in that little bell sound, and it's just it's great.
Please, I need you to do something. This village is the true secret, testament to the old sins. It feeds this hunter's nightmare. Please, bring to an end the horror, so our forefathers sinned. We hunters cannot bear their weight forever. It isn't fair. It just isn't fair.
Key to the inner chamber of the cell below the Grand Cathedral. The innermost chamber of the underground cell holds a lone madman. He wears a beast hide and rings a bell that emits no sound. Unending death awaits those who can hear the soundless bell. We also grabbed the Beast Hunter's safe. A second blade is found inside the curve of the main one. In its initial form, the safe can be wielded like a long curved sword, but when transformed, its blade is contracted, allowing for quick, repeated stabs. Although this trick weapon allows for adaptive combat, it was later replaced by saws and similar weapons that were more effective at disposing of beasts. This thick iron cleaver slices through the toughest of beast hides, and when transformed, the blade splits into sections, allowing one to lash it in the fashion of a heavy whip. This crude weapon relies on brute force and is regrettably inelegant, suggesting that the hunts of the earliest hunters made for horrific affairs, painted in sanguine blacks and reds. Choice weapon of Simon, one of the first healing church hunters. Simon despised firearms, and so the church workshop had this specially fashioned to his liking. The large curved blade serves as a bow when transformed, but aside from a few close friends, Simon was scoffed at for his choice of arms, for who would dare face the beasts with a measly bow? Hunter weapon wielded by Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower. A trick sword originating in the same country as the Canehurst Chikage, only this sword feeds not off of blood, but instead demands great dexterity. Lady Maria was fond of this aspect of the Rakuyo, as she frowned upon blood blades, despite being a distant relative of the queen. But one day she abandoned her beloved Rakuyo, casting it into a dark well when she could stomach its presence no longer. A giant hammer equipped with a miniature furnace. When ignited and fired, it emits a volley of flame that explodes furiously upon impact. Crush the beasts, then burn them. The brute simplicity of the boom hammer was favored by hunters with an acute distaste for beast.